Hello everybody, welcome to this wonderful reading. I'm Zoe Alex, welcome. In this reading I'm going to provide you is the day of the week, probably for January the 13th to the 18th of 2025. This reading is going to provide about what's happening around the situation, whether it's going to be a very good and bad situation, whatever it is. But you have your own ways of considering the following of this how it is. Considering the following is based on what's going on in the morality of how it is. This is the way of how it goes. This is the way of how you can do what you can. But you have to set back your own strengths, your own weaknesses, your own boundaries, your own priorities, majorities, whatever it is. And, you have to think about this. This is a wonderful feeling about how it is in that perspective. It's the way of how you can understand the way how it is, and you think back, it's like, well, this is the way of how I can remain, and this is the way it kind of looks, right? So you have to decide what you're looking for, and you have to provide what's happening in that perspective. So I'm going to read you an oracle card for the start of this whole entire week, because I want to figure out what's happening through this situation, and it's going to be very interesting. So this is the way it kind of goes, and this is the way of how it is. So, let's see. Change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Yeah, see, change is the way of how you can understand the way how it is. Everything is going to change, bit by bit, day by day, week by week, month by month, and year by year. Everything changes in a split second, So you have to understand what you're looking for, and you have to go with the truth and nothing else but the truth. You have to understand the way how you feel, the way how you act, the way how you can sense your own abilities from the right and wrong perspective. So when you have change, everything will change, just like the seasons. The seasons will change, like winter towards spring, summer, fall. That's how it is, right? Those are the seasons, right? Everything changes, if you're having a good day or a bad day. But the point being that this is the way of how you can understand that. It's the way of how you can grasp your own opportunities and say, well, this is the way of how it is. So when you have change, you have the way of how you can focus on that way of, well, I got this, That's what it seems to be, right? So you have that way and say, well, this is the way how it goes. This is the way of how I can monitor my own situation, and you have to think about what's happening through this situation. So, I hope that everyone likes this day of the week, and I always do it, how it is. So this is how it seems to be, and whether it seems to be good or bad, and whatever it is, this is the way it kind of looks. This is how it kind of remains. So, eventually you will see the cards, but, this is the way it kind of happens. And when you have majority, you have the way of how you can have that way of saying, well, am I doing this right? Am I doing this correctly? So you have the way of how you can do it. Then you have to think that, well, this is the way of how I can proceed of that way, right? So you have to understand that. So I am going through the day of the week, from Monday through Saturday of this situation, and I just want to see what's happening in this way of how it is. And so it seems to be that, because this is the way it kind of goes, and this is the way of how it seems to be, right? So you have to think about, well, this is the way of how I can understand the way it seems to be, right? So you have to understand how it goes, right? So this is the way of an opportunity, and this is the way of how you can, how you can understand the way how it goes, and you have to, believe on how everything is. This is the way of how you can, know what you can and say, well, I got this, I know what to do. And this is like almost like a life lesson, but you have to believe on saying, well, this is how it is. So you have to think about the ways of how you can do it and say, well, I got this, I know what to do. And let's get started, shall we? So in this whole entire reading, Basically, you have the Four of Wands reversed, you have the Nine of Swords reversed, you have the Knight of Pentacles upright, the Nine of Cups reversed, Seven of Cups is upright, and the Three of Cups reversed. So, this is the way how it goes. But this is going to be a day of the week, okay? So the day of the week would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now, you have all this, right? Between the day of the week, you have to know what's happening. So I always start with the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I always go through that week. This is the way how it goes, because this is the way of how it seems to be, right? So, this is like a opportunity to learn and an opportunity to emphasize your own beliefs and say, well, this is the way of how it goes, right? So you have to understand that this is just how it is, and this is the way kind of interesting on how it is. So let me try to figure out what's happening on a Monday. So you have the Ten of Swords reversed, there's no conclusions, but then you have the Eight of Swords is upright. So there's going to be anxiety on the Monday. Wow, that's kind of like sadness. It's the start of that. What's happening on a Tuesday? The World is upright, so there's completion. So everything is complete on a Tuesday. On a Wednesday, the Eight of Pentacles reversed, but then the Nine of Cups is upright, so there's fulfillment on a Wednesday. The Thursday that has the Nine of Cups reversed, there's no fulfillment on that day, but then you have the Four of Swords is upright because you'd be feeling restless or something on the Thursday. On the Friday, you have the Seven of Cups. So let's see, you have the Four of Pentacles reversed, Wheel of Fortune reversed. So you're having bad luck on a Friday. Wow, interesting. That's very interesting. And on a Saturday for this Three of Cups, the other Two of Cups is upright because there is relationships and friendships as it goes along. So you could deal with another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You could deal with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So there are things that you need to learn in order to discover of how you can do this. This is like how you can remember, how you can remain for society. Everything has to have your own strengths, your own ways of how you can, grasp your own opportunities. So you have to figure out, well, I got this, I know what to do. And this is the way it seems to be. So between Monday and Tuesday, for this Eight of Swords and this World, what's happening with this? So you have the Judgment is upright, followed by the Magician reversed, followed by the Tower reversed, followed by the Hangman reversed, the Justice reversed, but then the Fool is upright. So there's going to be change in between this situation, because you have the Judgment, you could be taking action on a Monday. On a Tuesday, you Fool, because you're acting like there's change is going to change. Everything is, right? That's how it is. Between a Wednesday and Thursday, the Hierophant is upright. So you have guidance. You have your guidance. You have basically how you can do it, the way how you can do what you're looking for, and you have to have progress and have the way of how it is. So between a Wednesday and Thursday, you have the Hierophant that represents guidance. On a Friday, you have the Wheel of Fortune reversed because you're having bad luck. I want to see what's happening. So the Star reversed, the Devil reversed, but the Empress is upright. So there's nourishment on that day, on that Friday. That's how it is, right? So you could be, how it is, right? You have nourishment, you do what you can, but the point being is that this is the way of how it is one way or another. On a Saturday, between those Two of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune is upright because you're going to have good luck. So you're going to have good luck on that day, on that Saturday. So between having a bad luck on the, on a Friday, you're going to have good luck on a Saturday. So everything will change in a split second. That's how this interesting way it is. It's the way of how you can face your own facts, face your own fears, but then you have to think it's like, well, this is like a play on situation. It's, I'm giving you the information, you're paying attention to it, right? This is the way of how it goes, right? This is how you forgive and forget, that's how it seems to be. But you have to think about, well, this is the way of how it is. This is the way of seems to be. Everything will change in a split second, that's what it is. That's why this whole entire reading does make sense. You have your own priorities, you have your own boundaries, your own way of saying, well, am I doing this right? That's what happens. Because in that way of how you can understand the way how you feel, the way how you act, and the way how you can do it, that's what it seems to be. So I'm going to do a 3-card reading between the days, between Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, and Thursday. I'm going to do an angle. I'm going to do from one angle to another angle. You know what I mean? You know what an angle is. It's basically, that's how it is, right? So that's how it seems to be. And this is the way of how it goes. I might be doing a diagonal. That's what I'm going to see it as. But that's what it seems to be. So you have the 7 of Swords is upright, followed by the 7 of Pentacles is upright, followed by the 2 of Cups reversed, followed by the 8 of Pentacles is upright. Yeah, see, you want to, the 8 of Pentacles does represent square after your career. It could represent Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. But then you have the 2 of Cups reversed because there's no relationships, there's no friendships between there. The 7 of Pentacles there, it represents your your career, right? But that's what it seems to be. The 7 of Swords is upright there because you're feeling deceit. Everything is just deceiving you. But that's what it seems to be, right? This is just a general reading. What's this 2 of Cups is? The Knight of Cups is upright. Yeah, see, there's romance in this situation. Yeah, between there. So that's what it seems to be, right? That's how it is. We deal with another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. That's what it seems to be. Now this 8 of Pentacles from this Thursday right through this Saturday, I'm going to do a 3-card reading again. So there's 10 of Swords reversed, or 10 of Wands reversed, the Justice reversed, the 4 of Swords reversed, 10 of Pentacles reversed, but then you have the 10 of Swords upright. So I just said that from the 10 of Wands. Sorry, but this is the 10 of Swords, not the 10 of Wands. You know what I mean? But the 10 of Swords does represent conclusions. You have all these conclusions. You say, okay, why me? But that's what it seems to be. It's like you need to do what you can and say, well, am I doing this right? Am I doing this perfectly? This is the way of how you can do what you can and say, well, am I doing this correctly? That's what's based on that. So let's see what's in the middle of this situation here. The Temperance reverse, yeah, because you're not healing. So there's no healing in this situation. There's nothing about that, right? Everything is not healing because the way of how it is. But then you have 4 of Cups is upright because you have a distraction. So you're dealing with another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So in this reading, you have to face your own beliefs and your own ways of saying, well, am I doing this right? Am I doing this correctly? And this whole entire reading does make sense. You have to think that, well, this is not a mini pause. This is not the way of how it goes, right? This is the way of how you can expand your own, virtue of how it is, right? This is how you can believe it on how it is, because everything will change in a split second, That's what I'm saying. Because in this whole entire reading, you do what you can. You have to face your own beliefs and your own ways of saying, well, am I doing this correctly? That's what it seems to be. And that's why I'm clarifying, because it's the way of how it kind of looks. So let's see. So I can see this. So let me clarify. I'm going to clarify this Four of Cups between the Seven of Swords. Three of Pentacles reversed, followed by the Knight of Pentacles is upright, Page of Cups reversed, but then the Two of Pentacles is upright. Yeah, because you're balancing two things at once. The Knight of Pentacles is upright, you could be having trust. That's how it is. The Three of Pentacles reversed, there's no excitement, nothing. The Page of Cups reversed, there's no loyalty, not yet. But that's what it seems to be, right? You have to think of what you're doing, but this is the way it goes. The Eight of Pentacles towards the Ten of Swords. Let's see. The Seven of Cups is upright, followed by the Three of Cups reversed, followed by the Chariot is upright, followed by the Knight, the King of Pentacles reversed, followed by the King of Wands reversed, followed by the Empress is reversed, but then the Judgment is upright because you're going to take action. You know, so when you have the Seven of Cups upright, there's a delusion here because you're thinking, well, this is the way of how you can think of what's happening in that perspective. This is the way of how you can try to go with the flow. Try to, vision your own setting. The Chariot is upright because you have progress that's happening in one way or another. I just said that earlier. But when you have progress, you have that way of saying, well, am I doing this correctly? That's why this momentary reading does make sense, but does it give you that way of saying, well, am I doing this correctly? Because when you look at it, it's like, well, this is like how it is. This is not your P's and Q's. This is not how it is. This is the way of how you can be perfect. Be how you are. Be how you can, how you can administrate your own decisions. This is the way of how you can progress and, do what you can, because you have to think that, well, this is the way of how it is. And this is just a general reading, so it does make sense because you need to think about that. You have to believe on how it is, right? That's why that this is just a reading, because it is. So let me see. What's the universe is saying in the middle of this situation? The Emperor is upright, followed by the Star reversed, followed by the Lovers reversed, followed by the Tower reversed, followed by the Chariot reversed. Yeah, see, there's no progress between the Monday and Tuesday. But then on Wednesday and Thursday, you have the Emperor because you have structure. You have the basically needs that you want. That's how it seems to be. So you have that way of how you can do that. In the Lovers reverse, you have no decisions, nothing like that. That's how it is. The Emperor from the Judgment, let's see how this is. The Death card reversed, there's no endings. The Fool is upright, there's change. The Strength card reversed. The Justice is upright. The Fortune is upright. Yeah, because you're going to have good luck on your side. The World reversed, there's something that was in completion. The Hangman reversed, there's no restrictions. But the Empress is upright, there's nourishment. That's how it seems to be. So you need to believe on how you can do it. You have to think that, well, am I doing this correctly? And you do what it is, and you have to think that, well, this is based on clarity. This is the base of how you can do it. And what's basically when you want your needs and wants and the way of how it is, you have to think that, well, am I doing this correctly? And you got this. But does it improve of your self-worthy? Does it make any sense? That's why this is just a general reading. But the point is that this is the way of how it is, right? Because you have to think about the 5 W's is who, what, where, when, why in that situation. This is the way of how I'm doing it correctly, and this is the way of how it is. Because you must learn, when you look at the word change, everything will change in a split second. This is the way of how you can do that. Because when you have that way of saying, well, am I doing this right? That's how it is. So you have to do what you can and say, well, this is the way of how it works. This is the way of how I can progress and proceed and do what I can. This is the way of how I can master your own situation. This is like how you can do it, right? Because there's a good saying, it's like, practice, practice, practice makes perfect, or you believe in what you're looking for, but that's just how it's based on, right? This is the way of how it is. So let me clarify between the Tuesday and Monday. So the Sun card is upright, the Temperance reversed, the Strength card reversed. Yeah, see, you have no strength, but then the Sun card is upright. It does represent Leo, but it does represent positivity, because you're going to be staying positive through this whole entire week. That's how it is, right? Because this is the way of how everything is, and this is the way of how you can jumpstart your own feelings, your own way, your own issues. This is the way of how it works. Between Wednesday and Thursday, I want to see what's happening in the middle. So the High Priestess is upright because you're using your inner voice. That's what it is. You could be using your intuition. That's just the way of how it goes. That's how it seems to be. So that was between there. On a Friday, between the Fool card and the Justice, I want to see what's between there. The Hermit reversed, there's no solitude. The Emperor reversed, there's no structure. The Chariot is upright, there's progress. That's how it seems to be. On a Friday. On a Saturday, I want to see how this is. The Moon reversed. The World reversed. The Death card reversed. But then you have the Lovers reversed, because there is no decisions. So you have all this and think, well, am I doing this correctly? This is the way of how you can do that. It's based on how you can do what you can, get what you want, get what you need, and you have to stay positive through this whole entire week. Staying positive is the much key area in your own criteria of how it is, right? Because this could be your portfolio, your own way of how you can master your own decisions, and this is the way of how you can do this. I'm not being mean, I'm not being rude, but this whole entire reading, that's what it seems to be. And last but not least, I'm going to see what's happening with these cards. So let's see what's going on. So between the middle over here all the way to here, so between the middle and my left side, I'll do that, and then between the middle and the right side. So here you go. So you have the Ace of Swords reversed. There's a misunderstanding. Yes, it is, right? Because now you have a misunderstanding. The Knight of Swords reversed, there's no trauma. Six of Cups is upright, there is past. Seven of Wands reversed, there's no silence. Strike card is upright, there's bravery. Yep. And the Eight of Pentacles reversed, there's no perfection. Two of Cups is upright, there's relationships. Yeah, so see, when you have bravery, you can represent Leo. But then the Two of Cups is upright, there's relationships. So you'll be dealing with inner Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. That's what it seems to be. But when you have the Ace of Swords reversed, there's no understanding. This is how it is. This is like how radical this situation is. It's not very good. It's not very peaceful. But the way of how this is the way it is. Now, between the middle and the right, I want to see how this is. Nine Pentacles upright, there's comfort. The King of Swords reversed, there's no knowledge. Justice upright, you're telling the truth. Page of Wands is upright, there's invention. King of Cups is upright, there's support. Five of Cups is upright, there's grief. Yeah, see, this is the way how it is, where you're feeling sad, you're whimpering, you don't know what to do. But then you're trying to feel comfort, you're telling the truth, you have the based on what you need, what you want. This is how, the way of how it goes. When you think back, you think, well, this is the way of how I can do it, but this is the way of how you can proceed, right? Because you have to proceed with caution. Proceed that you can do it, right? Now, between this King of Cups, Five of Cups, and this invention, I'm going to see what's happening, so I'm going to clarify that. The Six of Pentacles here, there's no kindness. Yes, you're not being kind. That's very strange. You're not being kind. But then you have the Queen of Swords, there's independence. Nine of Cups here, there's no fulfillment. But then the Five of Pentacles, there's insecurity. Wow. So you have no kindness, but then you have independence and you have insecurity. Wow. It's the opportunity to do that. This is the way of how you can try to have temptation of what's happening, right? Because this is the way of how it is, right? What's on the left side here? The Judgment is upright because you're going to take action. The Death card does represent Scorpio, but there's endings are going to come up. And the Queen of Cups is upright, there's empathy. Yeah, see, there's two sides of a story here. One makes sense, one doesn't make sense. But, this is the way of how this general reading is going to work. Because the way of how this is the way of how you can understand it, right? This is the way of how it goes. This is the way of how you can understand the way how it seems to be. And what's in the middle of this situation? The Judgment reverse, yeah, because you're not taking action on a Wednesday situation. So, while you have that, I'm still going to clarify what's in the middle. What's the universe is going to say for this week? Three of Swords separate, there's heartbreak. Ace of Wands reversed, there's no new beginnings. Knight of Wands reversed, there's no maturity. Temperance is separate, there's healing. Ten of Cups separate, there's completion. Yep. And what's in the middle? You have Queen of Wands reversed, there's no charisma. King of Pentacles reversed, there's no security. Five of Wands separate, there's chaos. Yeah, so there's going to be chaos during this week. Because this is the way of how it is. This is how you can sporadic your own feelings, your own emotions, but this is the way of how it is. So, before I let you go, you have to understand the way of how it is, understand about how it seems to be, knowing that this is the way of how it goes, this is the way it happens, and this is how it seems to be. So, before I let you go, pay attention about what's happening. Pay attention about your surroundings, or the way of how you can do it, your own conquer, your own feelings, your own emotions, your own dignity. But the way of how this reading goes, you have to think that. Try to stay positive as much as you can from Monday to Saturday in this situation. This is the way of how it goes, but then you have to think, well, this is the way of how it is. This is like almost like temptation getter, but this is not. So you have to pay attention on what you need, what you want, what you desire to have, because this is a very interesting reading of how it is. This is how the day of the week of this entire reading is, and you have to pay attention, and this is the way of how it goes. So I hope you all like this video. I hope you appreciate, give it a like, give it a comment, and enjoy, because this is the way it happens. This is how it seems to be. And this is how it is. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day to all. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.